Provides a service to the youth, to the boys. It gives them some place to go where they have good role models, where they learn life skills that they can carry on through the rest of their lives. I think scouting is more relevant today than it has been in the past. There's more problems in the world, there's more things going on where people have to become more self-reliant, and scouting gives the boys the opportunity to learn how to be self-reliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. My sons are both assistant scoutmasters, and a lot of my peers at work wonder why I'm still doing it. And the standard answer is that when it stops being fun, I'll stop doing it. And so far, it's just more and more enjoyable every year.
Scouting is relevant because we need to develop a sense, not only a sense of character, but develop character itself. And character, as I said, is developed by bits and pieces of little decision making along the way. The old style for character development used to be, geez, you know, character is what you did when your mother wasn't looking. And now today, character is what you do when everybody's looking, when the chips are down and the stakes are high. And nobody steps up to what's got to get done. You know what has to get done. You step up and you do it. It's not a great memory. It's an intuitive feeling of satisfaction. That's really what it is. So to me, that's the greatest part of it all. Working with young boys, bring them along, and help get them started on the right direction. And scouting is not about knots and lashings. It's about helping young people develop within an organizational framework. And you need to be trained. Otherwise, the scouting program kind of goes off course, not to where it goes in the direction you think it should be, and not the program as it is originally designated.
Scouting builds goals for life. It gives kids structure, it gives them some rules. The mores of society are sadly not where they were when I was growing up, and the kids need that. And they also need challenges. They also need people who care. And I think that's where scouting is. We want to build strong leaders, we want to promote leadership, we want to make sure that our young men know where they fit into society. And now we're smartly bringing in the young women at the venture level, and hopefully we can give them the same goals too. I think it had to be at one of the Highland Games that Mohegan District does. When I looked down and I saw the entire Troop 20 dressed as Scottish rebels, and we had Bruce and a few of the others, and they were just playing their hearts out, and the kids were loving it, and I said, that's what fun is all about. Fun is the way we get things done. The proud Omaha of a beautiful baby boy, and I'm hoping I'll be around to be his den leader. That's where I'm headed.
this just gives them another avenue to express themselves, to achieve more than just hanging around. It definitely keeps kids off the streets. I think it can only go up from here. I think there definitely is going to be a future in scouting, obviously. I think that it'll be around for quite a few more years. And I see it expanding into different, different career avenues for people. We went down the Delaware River, and we had one section of the river, there was 23 boats across the river, and it was just very impressive. That was probably one of my favorite ones. I definitely think it's a good program, and I do plan to be with it for a few more years anyway.
I was pleasantly surprised. I have dedicated a lot of time and effort to the Boy Scouts of America, and I do it with all good intentions, and to be able to rely on the scouting morals and values, the Scout Oath and the Scout Law, they'll help lead our young men and women in the right direction. The nice thing about scouting too, it was something that my son and I did together, and it was a chance for us to bond and to grow to know each other as father and son. My daughter, who was also a member of the Camp J. Webster staff, and she was also a crew member of Crew 4, which I'm the crew advisor of, and of course my wife, Kenlyn, who been at my side and been with me, and she's also a scouter who has been a camp nurse for J. Webster for the last 6 years.
They announced Jim Caulfield as the Silver Beaver Award winner, and then they announced me as the Silver Beaver, so I had no idea, no inkling. Totally caught me totally off guard, but it was really a nice evening. There's no other program that instills the values that scouting does in our youth. Not just the moral values, but leadership, the ability to get along on your own, to work as a team. There's no other program out there that does the things that scouting does for the youth. Probably my favorite scouting memory right now is from this year when my son became an Eagle Scout. My father was an Eagle Scout, and I'm an Eagle Scout from 1982, and my younger son Joseph became an Eagle Scout this year. So to have all three of us together, at the ceremony was pretty special. To me, scouting is family. It's been part of my family as long as I can remember. I can't imagine not having scouting in my life. So.
Oh, the values it teaches, the oath, the law, the training I've taken. I did the Wood Badge, the Boy Scout Wood Badge, and I used the skills of leadership in my job at the high school. I would hope it would continue as it is as a strong program for the youth, not only in America, but around the world. He had crossed over into the Boy Scout troop, and he was 10 and a half, and I spoke to him at the end of the week, and he's like, "Mom, I did the mile swim, and it was like just the sense of accomplishment that he had, and he was like one of only a couple that did it in the troop that year. Just the excitement he radiated over the phone. It just gives you real good guidelines to lead a moral, ethical life.
I felt very honored. I felt as if, you know, the work that I do is just from the heart, and so I didn't feel like I was worthy compared to all the other people that I always see receiving this. I think Scouting provides an opportunity for young men of all abilities to achieve tremendous self-esteem and to experience opportunities that they normally may not. My favorite memory is just camping. I love camping. I love going to do all the camping, whether it be at resident camp, day camp. I enjoy going camping with our pack, with the troop. Those moments are where you really get to know your fellow scouters and scouts, and really just enjoy each other's company. And
Scouting's been an important part of our country for over 100 years. It exposes values and expectations of young boys and gives them the tools and techniques to be very significant contributing adults to our community and to our nation. I see the future of Scouting as being an organization that's going to be around and make a significant contribution to our nation for a long time to come. It's a program that provides values for our boys and now young girls as they develop into men and women, and that those values and the techniques and the leadership skills that they learn are going to be or are needed more now than ever. I'd like to thank those within the Athabasca Trail District and the Connecticut Rivers Council to be recognized with the Silver Beaver Award. It's definitely an honor to have been recognized, and just very flattered by it.
Today, it is very important that young men, young boys, have good role models and help in guiding them to grow so that they become better people and better contributors to society. And I think Scouting answers that call. I think Scouting does a fine job of adapting to the times and changing the program so that it keeps Scouts interested, as Baden-Powell said long ago, and it keeps them having fun, it gets them outdoors. They're my best memories, and it's plural, not singular, is watching the boys that I was a Scoutmaster for mature, become more self-reliant and more self-confident. But I still think that the future looks bright because, as we talked about earlier, I think the program does adapt to the times, and it does bring out new things that will keep boys interested, you know, for another 100 years.
The relevancy is that we create leaders. We prepare for the next generation. And I think that will always be relevant. there is never a time when a vision for the future and how we're going to make a future for our community, our state, our country is never relevant. And since Scouting as a program contributes to that so deeply and is so focused on creating leaders, it is completely relevant. What Scouting has to be today, as opposed to what it was in Baden-Powell's time, the one thing that's never lost in that is the concept of duty and honor and responsibility to your community and your country, and I think that's critical. Thank you so much to the awards committee. I'm honored. Thank you so much to the council. It's been a pleasure to work with Stephen Smith, the Scout Executive of the Connecticut Rivers Council. It's been a pleasure to work with Paul McLean, our council commissioner, and the entire board and set of trustees for this organization. They are committed to this organization. They are committed as volunteers. They are committed as professionals, and the entire professional staff here at the Connecticut Rivers Council does a great job. The future is bright for this organization at the national level and at the council level, and it's really just an honor and frankly a lot of fun to be a part of it.